Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I'm Andy Signor. It's time to talk Baby Yoda. If you guys didn't watch last night's Nerd Wars, you are missing out. It was freaking hilarious. Boogie, you know him, Francis, crazy guy. You know who I'm talking about. Watch that. And Dick Master from Dick Show. Oh my gosh, they talked about the Mandalorian. They were taking a massive dump on Baby Yoda. I just didn't expect it, but it made me laugh, made me reconsider some things about Mandalorian. Highly suggest you go check out Nerd Wars. Links in down below, up top. I don't know, you'll find it. But watch is the Mandalorian Bad for Star Wars, Nerd Wars from last night. Whew, that was good. Don, you were there. What'd you think of that show?
It got heated. It was passionate. I saw it go places I didn't think it would go, but it was worth it.
Yeah, it is definitely the best one I think we've done so far. It was a lot of fun. Go check it out. And on that topic, the reason I brought this up is because Baby Yoda was mentioned last night. And then we did on our after show, which you got, if you're a member, you can go watch the after show on the community tab. We had this whole thing about where does the baby poop go from Baby Yoda? Does it poop?
True.
You guys want to check it out. If you're the members, don't forget, go check it out. We had a nice long talk with Dick Boogie talking about where the poop goes. But beyond the poop, where are the toys? Where are the Yoda toys? That's the biggest question that everyone's freaking out. And what's really frustrating me is people are like now saying that Disney screwed up, man. That's why Disney's the worst. Okay, you are incorrect. You're absolutely incorrect. Because the most important part of this, and Jon Favreau himself, there he is. Look how nice he looks. He just looks like the nicest guy, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Jon Favreau is about to explain this. He's going to talk to us and tell us why he chose Baby Yoda, but then also why don't we have the toys? And the reason we don't have the toys is actually not what you think, and it's actually mad respect to Disney. You worked with Disney to keep Baby Yoda out of the pre-release marketing and the initial wave of toys. How did you manage to pull it off, and why? I think that part of what people really value is to be surprised and delighted. And I think that's becoming all too rare. Dudes, I mean, come on. It's very difficult to keep stories secret, project secret that we're working on. By holding back on that one product, we knew that we may have had a disadvantage of not having toys available day and date, but what we got in exchange was an excitement surrounding the character because everybody felt that they discovered him together, that emulated more what my experience growing up was like. Dude, he's spot on. He's spot on. And so everyone bashing Disney like, oh, Disney's stupid and didn't expect and didn't believe. No, they would of course made Baby Yoda toys. They respected the creator and said, all right, you're right, John, fine. We won't make the toy. Mm-hmm. Okay, fine. Do your vision. Let's see what. And they were 100% right. The character was so much more special when you saw. I remember watching that episode and I'm like, oh, whoa, what? That's what this show is? Holy crap. It was such a genuine shock and awe moment. And then you're like, oh my God, I guess they're going to pull us off. Wow. You know what? I am into this. I want to see this. What was do you disagree?
No, I totally agree. I mean, great example. When Avengers came out, Endgame, and of course, Infinity War, one of the things people would do is they'll get the toys, they'll look for the releases of the toys, and they'll look at the toys and then to be able to predict how the movie's going to go based on that. That takes away the feel of the surprise and how it is. And then when you're going back to the tribute of what Star Wars was when it first came out, they didn't have the toys when it first came out.
Yep.
At most, you had a cardboard cutout as a voucher for your toy.
Yeah.
So it builds that demand, that yearn to want to get that toy. And then imagine being a kid, you're watching a show and you see a Baby Yoda and you're going to your pop and you're going to your mom and you're like, hey, can I get this toy? I want this Baby Yoda. And they're like, they don't have it. That's going to be...
It makes the toy so much better!
Exactly. Now you want that toy. And then everybody's like, I want this for Christmas. I'm like, well, you're not going to get this for Christmas. You're going to get this for when this comes out. And then when it comes out, there's going to be that demand. It's going to sell out quick.
Supply and demand. Exactly. That's what it was. Frozen back in the day when that came out. There, you couldn't get Frozen toys. It makes it Furbies, whatever the hell you're talking about. Having it in demand makes it even more appealing and people want it even more. It's like when you see the big line to the club, you're like, oh, what's that? Can I get in there? No more people can get in. People get pissed. Like, oh my God, I got to get in this party. I remember we would throw these Comic-Con parties and for Screen Junkies, and like people would be so pissed at me that they couldn't get in the party. And we threw millions of events that nobody ever wanted to come in. They only wanted to come in when they couldn't get in. That's just how it is. So look, it feels bad turning people away, but the next day we all were feeling pretty good because like, damn, that was some party, huh? We really pulled it off. But it's the same attitude here. When it's in demand, you want it. And so this idea, I see channels like attacking Disney, saying Disney screwed up, Disney doesn't know what they're doing, just attacking Disney harder for this. And they're so misguided because we should actually be applauding Disney on this decision. Disney is known for being such a money-hungry monopoly, only cares about the money. And in this instance, bravo, they're actually standing by the creator and saying, we want to discover this character together. I say that's freaking great. I'm getting mad seeing anybody else trying to take it another direction. So don't be fooled by that fake news. It is a bummer we can't get our Star Wars toys, our Baby Yodas. Yeah. But as Don put it beautifully, that's how it used to be. That's the way it should be sometimes. We can't just get instant fulfillment,
Yeah, I mean, getting instant fulfillment is great, but it doesn't build the joy that you have long term wise. When you were denied that toy growing up, like I can remember there's toys to this day that like I was having trouble getting to, and then as soon as I got it, it became one of my favorite toys, and I will have fond memories because like I felt like I earned something. I got something and it's going to stick with me. Now you can go to the store and just pick it up, boom, 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 get it online. You don't get that. You don't get that drive. And that's where the nostalgia comes from. Baby Yoda is going to be that nostalgia for a lot of kids.
Do you think they're going to make like the puppet that looks exactly like, because it's a puppet. I'm sure they could mass market the puppet.
Oh, I guarantee that's going to happen.
And then people can make their own Baby Yodas like, and it's like, that's going to, I mean, you get one that looks like this. I mean, Baby 8 looks like the friggin' BB-8 in the thing. Like the toys have gotten in, you'll get the $500, actual.
I've seen the $200 to $500 like BB-8 and R2D2s. Like there's going to be a Baby Yoda that's going to be walking around and doing the little thing and maybe kind of thing. But it's going and people are going to pay that money to get it. And I'm going to be like, I won't have the money for it, but I will be the one that's leaning over someone's shoulder, but like, play that Baby Yoda.
Do you think they're going to put Baby Yoda as the name in the box, or the kid? They seem to embrace Baby Yoda, but they have not acknowledged that's his name. They're calling him the kid.
That might be a good question. I know they'll definitely stick with like that could be a good name though. Mandalorian's the kid, and then like just have him come up like that. But everybody's gonna just call him Baby Yoda.
Yeah, well, so there's also questions about Baby Yoda as we wrap up. Can you tell us about the creation of Baby Yoda? Here's Favreau talking about how they came about Baby Yoda. He's mostly a puppet. When it's CG, we try to make him obey the same physical laws that he would if he were a puppet. I think a lot of times CG makes itself too obvious, where you don't create parameters creatively that allow the character to keep the same identity and charm. He's also spot on about this. Yeah. Favreau's a smart guy. We'll learn more about him over the course of the season. I think what's great about what George created is that Yoda proper, the character that we grew up watching, was always shrouded in mystery. And that was what made him so archetypal, I actually don't know how to say that, and so mythic. We know who he is based on his behavior and what he stands for, but we don't know a lot of the details about where he comes from or his species. I think that's why people are so curious about this little one of the same species. Yeah, he's spot on. And I'm curious what Lucas has said, because I'm sure they've talked, and I've heard rumors that Lucas was there sort of to watch this be built, because Lucas has never admitted what it is and sort of liked that mystery. And now, are they going to keep the mystery is what I'm trying to figure out. Will they just not tell us and just make that be like, nope, that was the story, that's it, that was the kid, see you later? That's what I think. If they start doing a bunch of like real reveals of he's called a blah blah blah, and then I don't know, that might be a little jump
I think they'll keep it like in the mystery, because like in Star Wars, there's only been like, aside from Yoda, like 2 others of his kind, and they've all been like Force users, but like none of them ever talked about their like the home world or their species or anything like that. And it's been on reported that like even Yoda himself like been directly asked like, what planet are you from, and he's like, doesn't say a thing, like just keeps his mouth shut. So that they're probably gonna want to keep it like that, just to keep it that feel and that mystery. And that's a smart move. That's honestly a great move.
Yeah, and just one last thing as we wrap up this video, because I want to shout out, this is a good article in Hollywood Reporter, I'll put it in the video. Lion King aside, it's a really interesting article, and he just talks about how when they made Lion King, they made a whole like multiplayer. We built a tool set, basically a multiplayer VR filmmaking game using the Unity game engine. We built a bunch of tools working with the Vex team. We developed a way you could actually create environments and set up cameras, shots with VR. So basically, they're saying like they created the jungle as like a video game environment, and then they could like put their cameras around and move them however they wanted to make the movie in Pride Rock, which is crazy. That it's because they. I will give the Lion King props on its effects. It looks pretty damn incredible, especially the beyond even the animals. I'm talking just like the leaves and stuff. It looks mind blowing. But they're doing this in The Mandalorian. We used the same tools, plan the entire production, working with the Unreal Engine. But Lion King was different because there were no actual photography. For Mandalorian, we take the cut, and instead of going right into animation and render like we did, we build sets and digital environments that we project on a video wall. Dude, read this. It's crazy. What he's doing is crazy, and I just don't think Favreau gets enough respect. I've alluded to this before, but he's a Cameron to me. He's a JJ. Like, he's created the Marvel Universe with Iron Man. He's now reforging Star Wars. He's made one of the best Christmas movies of all time, Elf. And then even just Swingers, like Chef, like the dude, yes, he made Cowboys and Aliens and Iron Man 2. He's had some blunders, but dude's made enough massive successes that have left an impact continuously that I think this Favreau, I mean, I know he gets respect, but I don't think his name, do you think I'm crazy? I don't think his name is on the same league as Cameron and others. And I think it's unfair because Iron Man, now Mandalorian, those are, is that not fair to compare to Terminator?
No, you're absolutely right. Like I enjoy a lot of his projects, but like when people say Jon Favreau, and it's not like when James Cameron comes into like, okay, James Cameron's here, just give him everything, let him do what he wants to do, and even sadly enough, Michael Bay will come in and just like put his stuff on the table, and then everybody's like, let's just do it. Michael Bay's gonna get that money. It's gonna be gold. It's gonna be great. And I'm like, no, Favreau, he's the one to go to.
Well, I think he's getting the approval now. Like, Disney's basically letting him do whatever he wants at this point.
Yeah, but that's
he's
now.
He's not set in the conversation, I feel like,
exactly,
in the public as say a Cameron or some of these other Nolan, etc. Where would you put him on your filmmaker list? I think he should get more props. Even Jungle Book was a really impressive notch in his sort of filmography. So I respect the guy. Cool article about what he's doing with the Star Wars world. The Baby Yoda stuff was most interesting to me. And again, standing by this fact of, let's not be mad that there aren't toys. I think that makes it cooler. I think that's what, as you said, like, if you reminded me of the cardboard cutouts that you get of like, this is a voucher to buy the Star Wars figures. Watch The Toys That Made Us. It's a really cool show on Netflix about the toys that you grew up with. And the episode about Star Wars toys is fascinating. And the biggest, have you watched it?
No, but I happen to be that much of a geek that I knew about that. So,
but you should watch it because they talked to a lot of the people, the makers, and then the biggest reveal that came out of that whole thing to me, which I should do a whole video on. But George Lucas wouldn't make the prequels or any other Star Wars sequels because Kenner owned the Star Wars toys for nothing. Kenner owned it for nothing. And Kenner had to, like, I forget, it was like $15,000 check they had to send once a month to keep the licensing for Star Wars toys. And some accountant screwed up and forgot to send the check. Ooh. And so the rights reverted back to Lucas. And guess when the prequels were made?
When he got the rights back.
He got the rights back. And when reading between the lines, it was so clear that Lucas was like, I'm not making another Star Wars until I get my toy rights back because I got screwed on that deal and I should have had a better deal, which he should have. But Kenner had this amazing deal. And then he's like, I'm not giving you more toys, Kenner, until I get a better deal. And no one wanted to budge. And then someone just messed up, didn't release it. And then suddenly, boom, they could reevaluate their toy deal. And then Lucas was like, cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. Fascinating. To me, it's like this unwritten thing nobody's really talking about. I was like, that's the only reason he made the prequels. Because he realized, I'm going to make millions of dollars off just the toys. Because Lucas owned toys and sequels. That's what he was able to get. And then because no one wanted to do the toys when Star Wars came out because no one believed in it, Kenner did a deal that then locked him into a rate. And then suddenly George was like, shoot, I got to redo this. Anyway, it's a fascinating Toys That Made Us. Go look it up. There's a whole new season with Ninja Turtles and the WWF toys. Yeah. It's a worthy docuseries. You should check it out too. But anyway, I don't know why I went off that tangent. The point is, toys were not there. And yes, as Don said, they talk about it. They sold a voucher for the original Star Wars toys because they couldn't produce them in time. Because no one knew. And in this instance, it's not because no one knew Baby Yoda would be good. It was because they wanted to save you the experience. And let's be honest, that's so rare. You're right. Lego sets ruin every Avengers movie now because you're like, oh, there's the water scene in Italy with the whatever.
Yep.
They ruin them all. So this was a nice surprise. Final word, Don?
Favreau, God, man, I want to see more projects with you. Just expand, do everything. Maybe lean over to DC. They need to help.
Careful. I'm finally getting on better terms with the Snyder Army. Finally. And I respect Snyder more than I did because I appreciate him standing up, dropping the film reels that the cut exists. I do respect the guy. I don't love all the movies, but I think that's where we can agree to disagree, right?
Yeah.
You can not like a movie, but DC made Joker. They got some stuff in the pipeline, so I'm not going to let him do a pot shot there. But yeah, I would like to see Favreau do a cool. I'd like to see Favreau do Superman.
No, you know what? I'm sure like Favreau would love to do I'm sure there's some DC characters that he would love to pull out his pocket to do. So it'd be interesting just to see it like a solo project for him.
He now has the keys to the kingdom and literally the Magic Kingdom, so he can do whatever the hell he wants. And so good for you. You've earned it. You did make some dumb movies too, but overall the good ones outweigh the bad ones. So applaud Jon Favreau. Where would you put him in your best of? Like, do you think he's up at a worthy of a Cameron level yet? Do you think I'm crazy? Do you think he's sort of not talked about when he should? He's done a lot. He created the MCU. Sure, Feige gets the credit, but Iron Man, without Robert Downey Jr. casting, without Favreau doing that, it would have gone to where the levels it did. So you got to give him props. And granted, Iron Man 2, but I think Marvel screwed that up because they were insisting that he forced so much other crap in that's why he never did another Marvel movie. What do you guys think? Where do you put him in your level of filmmakers? Don, thanks so much as always. Go check out Nerd Tots on YouTube to follow him do D&D and Nerd Wars here on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Have an awesome one. I'll be back with more content very soon. Bye.